My name is Kathy Motika. I'm from Detroit originally. I live on a small lake north of East Lansing, Michigan. I'm a registered nurse, and I also have a bachelor's degree in chemistry. First of all, I would like to say something that I haven't heard mentioned yet, which is boycott Nestle. Get to know.
Do it.
Nestle Corporation owns a lot of different, a lot of different businesses, candy companies, all kinds of stuff. So get to know who they are, boycott all those different products. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity. I oppose privatization of water as well, but I think by issuing this permit, we would be be an elusive move in that direction. The CEO and chairman of Nestle, Peter Brabeck, quoted by various sources, news sources, access to water is not a public right, and that privatization of water is the answer to the world's water problems of supply and demand. He is also the purveyor of the Water Resources Group, which is a world entity whose goal is to close the gap between supply and demand. So that's who's behind this. Secondly, the Nestle water withdrawal needs to include environmentally sound water conservation measures as per the Great Lakes Preservation Act. Also, I'm curious, what effects will the elimination of the EPA have on Michigan water preservation and conservation efforts, overseeing capabilities of the DEQ, monitoring consumption sectors, and carrying on the scientific studies that support best use practices for water within the Great Lake Basin. I encourage strongly the DEQ to consider withholding further issuance of permits until the effects of the elimination of the EPA can be properly ascertained. Also, whether the accumulated water withdrawal will create adverse effects. Please refer to MCL 324.32706E of the Great Lakes Preservation Act. While the limit to water withdrawal stipulates water cannot leave the Great Lake Basin in larger than 20-liter containers, there is no stipulated limit to the withdrawal amount allowed using smaller containers, such as 16-ounce water bottles. If a permit is granted for Nestle to increase water withdrawal to 400 gallons per minute, the total gallons per year equals 210,240,000. There are 8 16-ounce bottles of water per gallon, equaling the potential to bottle 1.68 billion bottles of water for Ice Mountain, Nestle, etc. At $1 per bottle, the potential revenue is $1.68 billion per year, of which only $19 million is attributed back to employee salaries, wages, and benefits, and of which the remainder will not benefit the citizens of Michigan, Michigan's ecology, or Michigan's economy, but will most likely be diverted to Nestle's headquarters in Vevey, Switzerland. I would also like to point out that the DEQ could redo the circle, please, and put Nestle's within the sector of other bottled water companies within Michigan. They're put in the sector of people who produce goods and services that are not water. Nestle's goods and services is water. So if they could redo the circle, it would be more appropriate. Thank you.
I'd like to queue up over here, Vice Laura Dewey and Vanessa Traeger. And go ahead, sir.
My name is Bill Cobbs, and I'm a Democratic candidate for governor of the state of Michigan. I'm here this evening because I know the difference between right and wrong. I'm going to paraphrase the first line of the Michigan Constitution for you. That first line says that all political power is initiated in the people. That government is for the equal benefit, security, and protection of the people. Now, we're living in some really strange times because the people in Lansing either don't care or they haven't read it. But things have got to change. This is wrong. This is wrong. When this act was originally written in 1976, it was never written with the intention that water should be commercialized and made for sale. When the act was amended, the public never got an opportunity to vote on that. I believe in democracy. Democracy demands that public policy be derived from people, not corporations and not special interests. And what's happening in our state today is wrong. Now, we have a fundamental decision about what we're going to do going forward. If we don't take back our state in this next election, we're going to be between a rock and a hard place for at least the next 12 years. For at least the next 12 years. Now, I want to make a comment directly to you gentlemen today, because I think the fact that people were notified that this was going to start at 4 o'clock and that there would be a public opportunity to comment and hear, for there to be a 5-minute loop that people had to sit through for 2 hours before anything actually got started is very disrespectful of the citizens. Very disrespectful. If this meeting had started at 4 o'clock and public comments had been started then, there would have been plenty of time for people to make comments and get out of here by 9 o'clock. Exactly. So I think it was a bit disingenuous to handle it this way. So the last thing I'm going to say is, should the Department of Environmental Quality decide to approve this permit, that should make it be over. The next thing that the people of Michigan need to do is file for an injunction to keep this from going forward. The people's voices must be heard.